Panel of guests who are of course joining us today. We have GS Prashanth, spokesperson of the BJP, Satabi Shivanna, spokesperson Congress, Sandeep Anirudhan, founder Citizens Agenda for Bengaluru, Dilip Cherian, founder Perfect Relations as well today joining us. First question of course to the Congress party as they face these charges. It's not new, Satabish. You've answered these questions last year. Many of them wondered after all the backlash that happened with the BJP saying, well, these are funds meant for the development of the community. The guarantees were promised by the Congress, but now taking out these funds from here, putting it into the guarantees, how justified is it, was a question that was asked last year. The same thing has been done once again this year. How does the Congress really view this?
No, I must give a brief backdrop for the benefit of your viewers. The Karnataka SCP-TSP Act was first enacted in the year 2013 and the rules thereof was framed in 2017. Now, the object of the Act was to ensure that the budget is in proportion to the population of the SC/ST community. It was enacted in compliance with the guidelines prescribed by the National Planning Commission, where all the states were directed to allocate budget in proportion to the population of the SC/ST communities. Now, my question to the BJP is this: they're creating an uproar or a mountain out of a molehill. My question to them is simple. How many state governments in BJP-ruled states have formulated such an act? Let me answer that for you. Zero. Whether the NDA government at the center has even formulated such an act in the first place? No, absolutely not. Karnataka, Telangana and Andhra Pradesh are the only states to have formulated the act. And what moral right does the BJP have to even criticize us or create an uproar about this? Now let me talk about the diversion aspect.
Just because you create an act, you cannot misuse the
funds.
Please, let me answer. Don't interject. Let me take you to Section 7. Section 7 of the Act speaks about norms to be followed while indicating allocation. 7A talks about individual development. 7B talks about colony development. 7C speaks about social sector programs. That is the general social sector schemes, which also include the guarantee schemes. 7D talks about deemed expenditure. Now, coming to deemed expenditure, the previous BJP dispensation had diverted 10,000 crore rupees from the sub-plans under the guise of deemed expenditure clause. This time in the budget, the CM has removed that clause. Now, coming back to Section 7, the government can use a portion of the fund for specific development of SC and ST communities. This has been done previously by all governments, and such schemes include what? Bhagya Lakshmi, that is the insurance to the girl child, and free bicycles to the girl students. This has been done before. Now, to create and take the case of Maharashtra, rupees 2,000 crores from the SC/ST community or the funds allocated to that community has been utilized for farm loan waiver. Now, time and again, Deepak, I have communicated on your show.
Mr. Satabish, I agree with you when you say the deemed expenditure bit. Well, the BJP was also using these funds. They were using it for other activities. I agree with you on that. I agree with you that it was a Congress that brought in this act in the first place. But right now, the question that comes up is, there is funds that's being allocated for the development of these communities. Now, guarantees was something that didn't fall under this ambit of this act or why it was formulated. That is something that the Congress promised ahead of the elections. So now to say, well, for example, a Shakti scheme, when you have money being pumped into that, yes, there could be people from the community that are enjoying the benefit of the scheme. But how do you really tabulate it? How do you calculate it? But now you're taking out those funds and putting it there because you feel there's a shortage. And how is that justified? And now you have Dalit organizations screaming out and saying this is injustice that's being done. And they're saying that this money could have been used for other developmental work for the community.
The issue is being raised by the Bharatiya Janata Party. It is only at their behest that even political uproar is happening today. And most beneficiaries of the guarantees belong to the SC/ST community. And the Honorable Concerned Minister has asked the department to give details on how many SC/ST people will be benefited under these guarantees. This reallocation of funds is not unprecedented. And to call it diversion is a shoddy attempt of the BJP to play politics in this matter.
Okay, respond, Prashanth.
Yeah, Deepak, firstly, just because Congress enacted a law does not mean they can break it at their will. It is not Gandhi Parivar's fiefdom to say, we enacted a law, we'll break it. 7D of the Act, Siddaramaiah mentioned in the 2023 budget speech that it will be removing it, but it has not yet been notified. Let Shatabish tell me on record whether that provision has been brought into effect now. Have you removed 70? No, not yet. You're not yet notified. From a date to be notified. From a date to be notified. Let me complete.
Deemed expenditure has been removed. The 10,000 crore that you allocated under the deemed expenditure clause has been removed.
Don't interfere. I am on record. Let me complete. Let me complete. 7D, you're talking about removal from a date to be notified, which has not been notified, which means as on date, 7D still stays. Point number one. Point number two, if you take Congress's example now of saying how it is benefiting everybody, which means you originally allocated, say, 100 rupees for the benefit of SC/ST and say 100 rupees for the benefit of everybody, including SC/ST, in terms of the guarantee scheme. Now we are saying, for the SC/ST, I will use only the money earmarked for them. For others, I will use other money. How logical and moral it is. Which means the SCP, TSP funds should be used only for the benefit of that community. You can't combine it with the guarantee schemes for which everybody is eligible. There is no caste-based discrimination in the guarantee schemes. So therefore, this is blatant diversion of the money meant for SC/STs. And because the coffers have run dry, because of the failure of the Congress government in managing the finances properly. It's a breakdown of law and order completely. There is no sanctity to what siddaramaiah talks about. It's a method to divert attention from Muda's scheme.
I interrupted Prashanth while he was interrupting you. Now, let's have the courtesy to allow him to complete and then you respond.
Yeah, so Deepak, this is the method of Congress to divert attention. One, they're diverting money here and also divert attention from the scam that the CM now is involved in, the Muda scam. You look at the affidavit of siddaramaiah in previous elections, he said market value is 8 crores.
Let's not divert from that. We're not debating Muda here. Let's not get into that. Okay, Prashanth, hold on. Now while Prashanth and his party attacks the Congress for fund misappropriation in Karnataka, it's also facing criticism for similar practices in its governed states. For example, Maharashtra, the BJP-led government there has announced 3 free LPG cylinders annually for BPL families. This is at 1,500 per month for women aged 21 to 60, costing 46,000 crores as well. Additionally, there's free electricity to farmers, adds up to another 14,000 crore. Similarly, in Madhya Pradesh, the BJP government is increasing funding. This is for the Ladli Behan Yojana. This is for the budget year, of course, of 2024-2025. The provision here, viewers, is 18,984 crores. The scheme currently pays 1,250 per month to women, with the plan now to increase this to 3,000 rupees, potentially raising the scheme's cost to 47,000 crores. Well, Prashanth, you have in debate after debate been saying that, these guarantees are bleeding the state's economy. The Congress is going to leave, the entire finances in doldrums. You've been quoting Karnataka, Telangana as an example that other states should not follow, but states like Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, they're doing similar things. Why isn't the BJP not, practicing what it preaches?
No, Deepak, it is not a case of we not practicing what we preach. In fact, we announced them after coming to power, after analyzing the financial situation and as knowing very well how to raise the money. Whereas,
how does that matter, Prashanth? If you announce it before or after, at the end of the day, you hope for political dividends from it. That is something that's established. Now, and for example, some of the schemes or the freebies in Madhya Pradesh were announced before the elections.
No, Deepak, we have been in power continuously in Madhya Pradesh. So therefore, we were aware. Just for a brief hiatus, we were not in power in the last 20 years in Madhya Pradesh. So therefore, we were completely seized of the matter of economy of the state and how much should be allocated or how much can be allocated. Whereas here, only as a poll prank, Congress announced the guarantees. Now their coffers are running dry. They have increased the taxes. They have increased the stamp duty. And now the Congress ruled states have the highest amount of sales tax on the petrol and diesel, which will in turn lead to price rise
and
inflation. They are not talking about it because every Congress ruled state has got a higher price than Karnataka here. Gujarat is much lower than Karnataka. They always compare Gujarat. Gujarat is much lower. So therefore, Congress is blatantly misusing the funds meant for SC/ST